Good evening! I guess it's bedtime story time. Today we'll be reading my interpretation of Antigone by Sophocles. Antigone is Aretha. I wrote it about 3 or 4 years ago. Very, very famous book. Once upon a time, somewhere on the south side, there lived two very opposite sisters named Aretha and Lucretia. Pleasant names, right? One day, the headstrong one out of the two, Aretha, found that their brother Otis had died. They were heartbroken. And as you see, there's Aretha. I'm so sad. I could resort to violence. She's crying. She's crying. Do you feel that emotion? I feel that emotion. And then we have Lucretia. What are we going to do? Alright, I guess this is from the hood. Next page. Aretha's news had shaken Lucretia's world. But just then, things got worse. Aretha told Lucretia how the ruler of somewhere on the south side, Alfonso, had just made it illegal for Otis to be buried. Aretha didn't care that it was against the law. She decided that she would bury Otis anyway. Lucretia was outraged. She didn't want to go along with her sister if that meant breaking the law. She went out and buried Otis, and if you look here, you see Aretha with her mouth open, and she's looking kind of pouty. And we have Lucretia, and she's like, ah! Next page. When Alfonso heard that Aretha had broken his law, he was thoroughly angered. He became paranoid that Lucretia was going to steal his royal carriage, since her sister had already rebelled. He ordered his minions to capture Aretha at once. And then we have little Alfonso, and he's saying, "What in the name of Queen Latifah's happened?" Next page. When Alfonso's minions brought Aretha to his palace somewhere on the south side, he questioned her. He expected Aretha to feel guilty. However, Aretha was proud and stood behind her actions. So at the top, this is what we got. We got the little fields and the valleys. Oh yeah, and a little bird. And we have Alfonso saying, "How dare you?" And we have Aretha saying, "I've represented my family, I win." She looks very content with that. Don't you think? Look at her eyes. Just look at her eyes. Let's do a little zoom in. It's confidence, ladies and gentlemen. Confidence. Next page. Alfonso was going to kill Aretha. He had ordered a liger on eBay to eat her. He was going to exploit her and make everyone think she was a criminal, and only that. Trifling! Trifling, said I. Those are the pictures. Alfonso, Aretha. Okay. And Alfonso saying, "Then I kill you." And Aretha saying, "I dare you, brother." Oh, next page. Then one of Alfonso's minions arrived with Lucretia. She wanted to share the blame with Aretha. She felt guilty. Alfonso was still psycho, so he decided he could kill her too. What do we have here? Poor head. Got chipped off. Minion saying, "I am a god. I also have 6 fingers." Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Oh, painful life. And then Alfonso saying, "I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me." And there are music notes around that, indicating some reference to a song. Then there's Aretha. Aretha's on the end, and she's saying, "I'm going to die. Woohoo!" Next page. Alfonso's son, Kanye, came to Alfonso, distraught. Kanye was engaged to Aretha. He didn't want her to die. He thought her actions were right. He stood up to Alfonso for Aretha and Lucretia's lives. And we have Alfonso at the top in the little sunshine. "Oh, my son's sad. Young chap will get over it." Next page. Alfonso hit a weak point and decided that he wouldn't kill her but leave her fate up to the gods. He locked her up in a tower with food and water. Then we have little Alfonso. "I shall lock her in a tower like Rapunzel." And we got this little tower, and there's like a train of hair. I don't know if you can see my artistry. Look at that. Doesn't that make you want to sing, sing, sing? Next page. Kanye was distraught and jumped off a cliff. Out of lamentation, his mother, the first lady of somewhere on the south side, got bitten by a poisonous snake and died. Alfonso was a bit glum. And then we have this little illustration. Why don't you decipher it yourself, and then I'll tell you what it really means. I guess it's his mother. Yes, his mother. There's the snake, and she's got X's on her eyes indicating death. She's got a checkered dress, so maybe she's much like the Queen of Hearts. It's red and white. Symbolism, I think, maybe. And then we have, jumping off a cliff into the water, much like that Twilight movie. I'm so prophetic. And then we have Kanye. I guess this is Kanye? No, that was Kanye jumping off a cliff. I don't know my own story. And then we have Alfonso with the crown saying, "That's sad." Like I said, a bit glum. I don't think it really got to him, do you? Next page. That was when Dr. Dre Diddy, the ruler of somewhere on the north side, came into the picture. He overthrew Alfonso and sent his liger back to its previous owner. Then he freed Aretha, and things started to go back to normal. And off the top you can see, this is Kanye with his liger, or with the liger, and he's saying, "I'm in charge here. The line for autograph starts that way." Look at the dreads, look at the dreads, look at the detail, look at the detail. Would you look at that? Look at that. Next page. They all lived happily ever after. Lucretia went to a therapist for a month for her guilt issues. The therapist decided that the best solution would be to remove her conscience. Dr. Dre Diddy fell in love with Aretha, and they started a book club. They're thinking about adopting a liger. And then we have this. We have Lucretia, the absentee sister, much like a sidekick or a toady. Then we have Otis's headstone. It says, "Honorable Soldier." Then we have ex-First Lady. Not much to talk about. Then Kanye. He had nice hair. I hope by now you're very tired of my voice and tired of the world around you, and this has made you sleepy. Good night, and thank you for listening. Ciao.